The first time I was viewing the work online, I was very surprised at the quality of the work coming in. For a first-time show that the co-op had started, and usually in a show that's first time, you don't get that.
We had very little dialogue through the slide process, through the slide jurying process. And what we found is that we were drawn to, it was not difficult coming up with the awards. We could have probably given out a few more awards, but on the ones that we finally chose, it was very much an agreed that there was a degree of excellence.
The variety that came in. And of course, it looks like I was very impressed with a lot of the artists from the region, not knowing that they were from the region. But you had such a variety of work in ceramics, photography, painting, printmaking, and it was very much of a surprise for me, but I enjoyed it so much.
There was a quality to the work that demonstrated within that artist's choice of medium and sort of what they were trying to do. They did very well, and there was a freshness or originality with the work that we thought made it stand out a little bit more from the other. It's very hard to pick awards in a chronology, but we found that the generous, ample amount of awards was really helpful, that you were able to bring those kinds of awards to such a show is truly an advantage to the artist community in this area.
To get also the prize money that you were able to get for this show, first-time show, was wonderful. And of course, that brings in quality work. And that's good for the area. You know, when you boost the arts in the area and you really get behind the arts in the area, the whole economy of the area improves.
And when it came to selecting, after looking at the entire group, I tried to identify perhaps the strongest examples of the different medium that I saw. It was a wide range of medium. It was a wide range of approaches, from people working in traditional sort of representational kind of formats to folks working in abstraction and experimental medium.
I'm a printmaker and painter and sculptor, so even though I've been doing work in I've had a career since I was like 20, I still read a lot about techniques. In printmaking, there seems to be a lot of new techniques digitally that are done, but also in materials. There's a lot of new materials being used in painting, which are wonderful. And sculpture, of course, is expanding into so many different materials, which other than bronze and stone and steel, you know, they're combining. And of course, it depends on whether it's inside or outside.
I got to look at the work several times and really spend time noting the energy and creativity.
I was wondering how much the other judge and my opinion would be alike, and it was so much alike, which was made the show easier to judge, I think. And because naturally everyone has an opinion of what is good and what you prefer and what you like. But we kind of agreed on everything. I think there was one or two that we discussed and talked about where we would put them as prize winners.
The fact that we had works that were attempting and focusing on social issues, that were using new media, that were doing variations on digital photography and then printmaking processes, and we saw some experimentation there. And I was also glad to see that the conventional forms, a few in ceramics, several in painting, were extremely well represented by very high quality work. So it's the quality that I'm most interested in. Upon coming here and seeing what we've selected, it's even more satisfying. The work that's in the show it was well represented in the slides, and it seems to be a good range of work, again, from the traditional to the most experimental, and I was very pleased with it. So I think we have a strong show that is individually well worth pondering, and it's rich because it is a juried, broad show, and so there's something there for everyone.
I think one of the things that made this show successful was social media. I really believe in that. I think that you can contact more people that way than any other way, and it seemed to work here.
The fact that art becomes for whatever questions you choose to answer as an artist, the success of the work is whether those questions lead us to what I would consider a transformative experience with the work, that you take me someplace else. You may show me a figure in a room, but if I don't go anywhere else, then I think that we probably still have just a figure in the room. But so I'm very interested in the transformative nature of looking at artwork, and I think this show has a wonderful range of things to look at and spend time and allow the artist to take you someplace else with the work. So I think that's very positive.